Hello, everyone, and welcome to another book club meeting. The tassel gloves might be a clue that today we are engaging with another piece of literature centered around the world of tassels. This week's incredible book is The Art of Tassel Making, written by Susan Dickens. Now, just to keep things straight, this is our second tassel book. The very first one we engaged with was Tassels, the Fanciful Embellishment, written by Nancy Welch. Now, this is not to compare the two. Nancy's book was written in 1992. Susan's was written in 1994. And I think it would be interesting to just have them in conversation with each other, you know? And of course, Susan's book is more focused on making the actual tassels instead of tassel theory. So I'm very excited to share some quick excerpts with you, which hopefully encourages you to buy the book if you would like. I don't really have a stake in the game. I've just read a little bit of it. These can be hard to navigate. And just so you know, there is a reveal at the end of this video regarding this book that you're going to want to stick around for. Not to be a tease, but it's just true. Okay, so I'm going to read some excerpts from the jacket sleeve to give you a sense of what Susan is doing. Draped or hung over everyday household objects, tassels are simply a joy to behold. As an embellishment to our surroundings, they create an ambiance and add a special touch. Tassels can decorate the corner of a cushion or a sofa, hang from a lamp, or tie back a curtain. And honestly, so much more. Here is the ultimate three-dimensional challenge for anyone with an interest in creative embroidery and home decorating. Sue Dickens has unraveled the secrets of the French tassel-making houses and brought her fresh approach to the pomp and pageantry of tassels, allowing you to produce tassels that look every bit as sumptuous and professional as the commercially made variety. And I have to be honest with you, I have not made that many tassels. I'm usually buying them or thrifting them or stealing them from other things, but I've never really sat down and tried to make like a complicated something like this. So this is our entry point for all of us. There are some spoilers on this jacket sleeve. I don't want to give anything away, but I did want to read this short bio. It says, Susan Dickens' work reflects her lifelong interest in art and craft. She is well known for her embroidery and has contributed to Kay Pike's Elegant Embroidery and a separate book entitled Classic Cushions. Susan has spent 2 years developing the art of tassel making and has conducted many successful workshops. And then here's a great picture. This is Susan on the right. Next to her is Jane, the photographer. Susan is in the gray sweatshirt, I believe you can see, and she has this great brooch surrounded by pom-poms. The introduction is pretty wonderful. My fascination with tassels began at about age 6, when at school, Albury Public, we used to dance around the maypole. I was too young to take part in the dancing, but I would watch with delight as wonderful patterns were made with colored ribbons and the movement of the dance. Looking back, I realized that they were giant tassels. I often have the same feeling when watching the ballet. The dancers floating across the stage look like graceful tassels. And I've never thought about this before, where maybe it's like an instinctual thing that we're reacting to, and it's manifesting in other art forms and other places in our lives. I love the way she's writing about that. That's fascinating. The intro goes on to say, I am often asked, what are tassels for? Or, what do you do with them? Nothing is my usual response, followed by, what do you do with your paintings? Tassels are simply a joy to behold, an embellishment to our surroundings, and they create an ambiance and add a special touch. I love that she's coming for paintings. For years, I have collected tassels, often receiving them as gifts, twins. They hang from anything in my house that does not move. My 20-year-old Siamese cat, Sam, used to love to entertain himself for hours, playing with them until the time came when he could no longer retract his claws. I would often hear his pitiful, deep-throated wail from somewhere in the house, where I would find him hanging pathetically by a poor old paw from a piece of furniture. He now is planted comfortably in his favorite spot in the backyard under a Garrya elliptica. I had to read that twice to understand that Sam had passed away. And I'm going to put up a picture of a Garrya elliptica for context. I have little trouble imagining him on mild winter days when there is a gentle breeze elegantly sitting and flicking the lovely long tassels of the catkins as they sway enticingly, inviting him to play once again. Beautiful. And really, this is like nature's tassels. I wasn't familiar with this plant. Anyone with an interest in creative embroidery will enjoy the challenge of making three-dimensional tassels. Information on their construction has, until recently, been scant, usually no more than a few paragraphs given the most basic instructions that are little more than an afterthought at the back of embroidery books. Through trial and error over a long period of time, with knots and tangles that even the worst fisherman would be at odds to match, some of the secrets of the passementerie houses are beginning to unfold for me. Salesmanship. When reading this book, don't be put off by the detailed instructions. I was. They have been written by someone who has always found great difficulty in following even the most basic instructions. I have no sense of direction, and a street directory, to me, is like a Mensa puzzle. Yes. However, I would urge you to read all the instructions through once before embarking on making a tassel. The intro concludes, I hope this book will lead to tassels taking on a higher and thoroughly deserved profile in embroidery. Tassels have an infinite scope for exciting and beautiful variation within each individual piece, and their potential for beautifying our everyday surroundings is limitless too. Susan Dickens. Amazing. So there's lots more information that maybe we'll return to. There's a great history of tassels where she traces it through French decorative styles. We'll do that in another video. But I gotta show you, there is this flip section that's a 3-part. Flip the pages so you get to build your own tassel. I'm gonna take off my tassel glove because God forbid I rip one of these, there will be tears. There's all these different options for like the tassel skirt. Isn't that great? Look at that. I just got so distracted by this part. So here, I have to be careful. Oh, okay. So this is like a brand new style of tassel that we've just created. The top of it is the Marie Antoinette style. And then this middle head portion is the Catherine the Great style. Who knew? And then Nell Gwyn is the skirt style. I could just do this all day. This is the Ophelia skirt style with all that tassel teamwork. And then, you know, we get into the equipment. Oh, look at this photography. Gorgeous, right? I mean, look at this. What is this trying to tell me? I have no idea. Look at this. What is that? I don't know. I should read, shouldn't I? But I'm just going to look at it. Thank you so much for joining me for another book club. We're doing great so far. I'm so proud of our literary journey. Once again, this is The Art of Tassel Making by Susan Dickens. If you're interested, and why wouldn't you be? All right, until next time.